Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Road to Completion, the series that dives deep into the process of achieving that elusive 100%. This is episode 17 of MegaMan Battle Network 4 Red Sun, so let's do a quick recap of where we left off last time. After the credits, the game will offer the option to start Game 2 at any point. So before doing that, I decided to gather up a bunch of chips that will become pretty hard to find later on. Also, I picked up a few well-hidden chips like Gandul Soul 2, Timpani and Boybomb 1. By the way, in case you didn't notice, I forgot to cut a chunk of the video that's just me running in circles trying to find Bomboy EX, which ended up in ShadeMan Omega kicking my ass. But alas, I'm done with Battle Network 4's normal mode. Now it's time to restart the adventure and seek out those scenarios that we've missed on the first pass. On with the show. So, on to hard mode we go. The first chapter of the game has very minor changes, so you'll see me skipping fast through both dialogue and cutscenes. We pick up Lance Pet and not PT, and straight away our first objective is revealed, fixing the microwave. After talking to our mother and jacking her into the microwave, it's time to battle. On normal mode, this will be a tutorial, but on subsequent runs, they play out like any other virus fight. This means you'll get a reward after defeating each set of MegaTowr 2. I didn't get their chip on any of these fights, but on the second round I did draw the right chips to perform Super Spread 1, which adds to the PA memo count. Off to a good start. With all 3 battles done, the microwave is still busted. Thus, the next task is to find a recovery program from ACDC Area 3. But before that, let's jack into the microwave once more. Remember how the blue mystery data found in here gave me 500 Zenny on the first run? Well, here it is again, only now it's 1000 Zenny. With that out of the way, let's head into Lance PC and connect our little blue killing machine to the internet. Prior to recording this episode, I decided to put some work into my folder building, creating a second folder that will be centered around Gut Soul and Thunder Soul, just in case I manage to run into a boss fight. But wait a second. Now, let's get a few things clear before going any further, okay? Remember those MegaTowrs back at the microwave? Well, all viruses are now upgraded to their B2 versions, meaning that I'll finally be able to obtain stronger versions of the chips I've been using for most of the run. Although viruses are not the only thing that we need to keep an eye on. Now that we've started Game 2, or hard mode as the game refers to it, remember how I told you that grabbing all blue mystery data as well as purple mystery data was a major task for completion? Well, that BMD back at the microwave wasn't a coincidence. All pickups that we've picked up are now replaced with better upgrades. They will do the same on Game 3, so it's required to clean up every single area once more. So let's go! Following the main path at Internet Area 1, turn right on the first branching path to find a BMD that contains triple crack. While going back to the main path once more, I run into a virus battle with MegaTowr 2s, which are really common in this area, and after a prolonged battle I somehow got a Guard 2G, adding one more chip to the standard library. On the next branching path, 2 GMDs sum up to 900 Zenny. I heavily recommend you to always check these random drops, because money can get really scarce on Battle Network 4. Now to Internet Area 2 we go. Straight away 2 GMDs spawn right next to me. The first one hides a virus battle. With the help of BurnCrowSP and a cannon shot to the face, we're done, and the reward is a new chip, Thunder 2P. Oh, and the other one, 400 Zenny, it's okay. On my way to the next area, I got a battle that I can finally use to show you how strong Thunder Soul can be with the right setup. When using it, all null type and elect type chips will stun enemies, meaning I can do stuff like this. Ah yes, double Zenny drop, what else can you ask for? There's nothing else to do here for now, so straight into Internet Area 3. Turn left as you arrive and follow the white branch to find a BMD that contains a bug frag, and then head straight to the vendor that will give MegaMan the recovery patch, in exchange for 500 Zenny. We are down here for now, but before checking out, remember to search around for GMDs in this area. You might get some extra Zenny, especially on those that spawn inside various battles. Then, it's time to leave the cyber world and give our parents that recovery patch. And finally, the microwave is fixed. On to the next part. Now, before Lance's father can take us to DenTown, where the next chapter will take place, it's still required to run around and listen to the NPCs that give us tips that you'll probably know by now. So instead of, hey, you know how to press buttons? Let me tell you about something more useful. Did you ever notice how MegaMan has now turned light blue all of a sudden? Well, this is because his karma is now good. Both BN4 and BN5 have a hidden karma system, represented by an inner value that can go from 0 to 1000. You will always start at 500 points, and that value will increase by 1 every time a battle ends without using a dark chip. When you get to 1000 points, MegaMan will turn light blue, meaning that he'll achieve full synchro more often, as well as gaining access to all the type battle chips. On the other hand, you can decrease that value to using a dark chip for the first time will always kick you back to 470 karma, meaning MegaMan will turn dark. In that state, he'll become anxious more often, getting access to dark chips easier. By using them, you'll lose 4 karma at the end of the battle and 10 karma every time you activate Dark Soul. Once your karma goes lower than 469, nice, MegaMan will be evil, gaining access to dark chips from the start of the battle, as well as being able to use evil type chips. If karma goes lower than 300, you will lose the ability to gain karma forever, unless you use a special item known as Soul Clean. Oh, and some small trivia here, if you're playing Blue Moon, Protoman's special attack depends on your karma, so watch out. Now, back on track. Remember to jack into the doghouse to find a Navi customizer program, HP plus 50. And then talk to the rest of ACDC town, and finally Lance's dad will be back. There's so many electrical store, but the one that's important to us is Jumbo Electronics, where Mail and Jai have sent their navvies in search for a pair of earphone. We follow them, grab a bug frag from this BMD, and speak to everyone before checking out. Then jack out, speak to both of the girls, and another cutscene will trigger. Here's where the danger starts for real. After heading to the square and learning about the Den City tournament, a crowd stands in front of Jomon. Lan and MegaMan witness how ShadeMan has turned the place into a wreck before escaping into the net, with the duo following behind. So, on to our next main target. So, because we don't have any passcodes at the moment, it's time to head home and jack MegaMan into the web. I'll be going back to my main folder, by the way. Things might get dangerous from now on. Going back to Internet Area 2, I took a small detour to pick up this GMD that drops White Blade K, which is a stronger version of White Sword that also counts for the Program Advance Life Sword, so yep, that should be useful. From now on, shops are open too, so for the net dealer in this area I decided to buy Tornado L and then head to Internet Area 3. This is where we'll find out about ShadeMan's plans, so just go to the same route as all... come on. Just go through the main path. Oh no! ShadeMan has kidnapped Roll! We've seen this before! Give me that P code and add 1 chip to the count, because that GMD just gave me BUP B. We follow that bat into Town Area 1. Virus battles will mostly stay the same for now, so focus on picking those GMDs and stick to the main path now colored yellow. Although we skip the entrance to the next area to find a BMD that contains a Regap 1. Town Area 2 is where new viruses will finally start showing up. Right next to the first teleporter, located in the top left of the area, I found Mega Energy Bomb on a GMD, and then some extra Zenny of a BMD that's impossible to miss. But before making any more progress, I took the teleporter to check this GMD and find a virus battle. With the power of Wind Soul, White Shot 2N is now in our possession, bringing me one step closer to a pretty powerful program advance. I also decided to visit Town Area 3 before continuing with main plot, to pay a visit to this net dealer. One more HP memory to the sack, and with recovery aiding in hand, I head straight forward behind the vendor to find High Cannon E. This means Giga Cannon 2 is now available for us on the second folder. Quite a nice upgrade, because that setup is still somewhat weak without using Gut Soul. But also, on the way back, I ran into a fight with Volgear and a pair of Meteors. That ends with Flame Lane 2 going straight into our deck. Okay, so now head back to Town Area 2, take the teleporter, and into the bottom path of Town Area 1. Here, MegaMan can enter ElecTowr's computer where ShadeMan is hiding. But because it's impossible to go any further from this entrance, it's time to search for a different one. To do so, we need to travel to DenTown. Open up this gate and wait a second, there's a hidden computer here. Jack into the big screen to find a BMD with another backup one, and then jack out. As soon as Lan proceeds to the next room, a cutscene happens. The speaker goes. So back to Jomon, jack MegaMan in, and it's time to fight a normal Navi to win a pair of earphones. This fight could be somewhat challenging on normal mode, but with a few charge shots and an air hockey to the face, those earphones are now in Lan's possession. Go back up the stairs, a new cutscene triggers, and we're finally into the first dungeon, ElecTowr Comp. Even on hard mode, this might be the easiest first level in the entire Battle Network series, so let's go ahead and see what's new. As soon as you enter, all BMDs will be there waiting for you to pick them up, so go southeast for a Mega 1, north for a Mega Energy Bomb D, and then head to the bottom left side of the area to find a bug frag. The main gimmick of the dungeon is set around the sonars. When activated, they reveal the presence of cyberbats in the area, tasking MegaMan with catching them all, Pokemon style. However, the sonar is only active for a few seconds, and the bats' positions are randomized, so you might need a few tries to get them all. Also, random encounters are not disabled during this event, so yeah, that can screw you up. Speaking of, random battles in this area are nothing special. Even in hard mode, you'll mostly find the same viruses we've seen so far. With the addition of Hello D, they share the same pattern as their lesser versions, so after a few hops they will target your position twice in a row. They also never attack at the same time, so it shouldn't be an issue to get out of the way. Oh, and countering them is also really easy, so yeah, I wasn't lucky enough to get their battle chip in this dungeon, but I'll have more opportunities later on. They drop Binder too, so maybe you'll come out of ElecTowr with a new chip on your hands. Anyway, get those bats, bring them to the Mr. Proc so he can fight them with extreme prejudice, and move to the second and last area of the dungeon. Again, we're free to grab everything before going up against the cyberbats once more, so go to the bottom left side of the area to find White Blade C, to the top left for some Zenny, talk to Mr. Prog, and then next to the sonar you'll find an HP memory. We're halfway through, boys, 500 HP. Cyberbats will behave the exact same way. only there are 4 bats now and the layout is different. I needed 2 tries to catch them all, with a few battles on the way, which means more chips that we can exchange on the chip trader later on. Talk to Prague and let's go fight ShadeMan. But wait, turn down that speaker first, and okay, now we can fight him. Except we don't. Yeah, just shoot him a few times and the battle ends with a cutscene, so yep, day saved, roll saved, dungeon done. Okay, we're almost done here. Take the dark chip to Higgsby to give him a panic attack, pick up Dex code from this email, and we should be done with this episode. However, I decided to put this new special chip trader to use, which gave me anti-sword N, another copy of Lance G, and a second copy of BurnCrowSP B. And one more thing, before wrapping up this video, I decided to take one last thing out of the way. Yeah, let's pay a visit to our friends and connect to every single electronic device they have at home. Their homepages will behave as shortcuts to the internet. However, you can link Jai's homepage to Lance, giving you access to a quick warp to Internet Area 3. Last but not least, on Dex's house you can jack into his GameCube to find a BMD with 1000 Zenny. And finally, the first big chapter of BM4 is done. I finished this episode with 96 chips on the standard library and no changes to the rest so far, which is a pretty good number to be at, considering we are just starting up the second run through the story. Phew! Okay, that's it for today. It's time to say goodbye for now, so if you're watching this, thanks for staying with me through the whole episode. Being the first time I've narrated one of these videos, I'm still trying to find my footing, as some will say, but I hope you're liking this format. With nothing else to say, I'm getting closer to 1k subs, so yeah, if you want to see more of this, just give a nice tap to that red button you'll see down there. Anyway, see you next time.